One summer moment can change a child's life. Through Toys for Tots Give and Go initiative, your support provides books, games, toys, and outdoor adventures that spark curiosity, creativity, and a love of nature. Whether it's fishing, learning a new sport, reading under a tree, or playing with friends, these moments build confidence and lifelong memories. For too many children, those moments never come. You can help change that this summer. Visit toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots, delivering hope beyond the holidays.
Are things getting today, I know this may be a kind of a silly question, but are things today political or too political? Why is something regarding the protection of children subject to debate? I don't get this.
That's the big question that we constantly chip away at every day. Listen, interestingly enough, this may be one of the least partisan issues in America. I mean, I can't think of another issue. Parents, this issue of child safety, right? It crosses political lines, religious, socioeconomic lines. Everyone is agreeing because we work with everybody in Washington. We are working together. We all agree that children deserve stronger protections online. And we really think at the Warriors this is the last issue that Washington can really come together about because we have so many families now more educated and pushing back. We have schools now announcing, limiting screen times coming fall 2026. Last year we saw the phone-to-phone push across the United States where most of our states, limited screens or took the phones out of the classrooms. So we're seeing everybody kind of step up. We know, we always say delay is the way. So parents and caregivers are now, because of all the education we have and we keep talking about it, they're delaying purchasing phones for kids and iPads for kids. And our states have been doing a terrific job. They don't really get enough credit for passing child safety legislation, much better than the federal government. And our lawmakers, this is what we go to Washington for, with our colleagues, educating our lawmakers, because don't forget, when we were in an office recently, because the issue was something called preemption, and that's for another program, basically getting in there, erasing state laws and having one federal standard, we had high-level people, senators, I couldn't believe it, Lionel, one said, involved in all this, can you explain what preemption means? I mean, really, you want to fall off the chair. So we have to constantly get in their ears and educate them, because remember, they've got these lobbyists from big tech constantly in their offices, talking about how great this is and innovation and global leaders, and we're gonna help kids. Because remember, technology, we were sold a bill of goods. It's going to empower our kids. It's going to make them better educated, that type of thing. So we have learned now all the harms. So finally, families are reclaiming, dinner time, driving in the car, walking the dog, talking about all these things with their kids. And America on a whole is beginning to ask whether this convenience, this big tech we were all sold, has come at too high a price. And that price is our children, our families, our everybody being in the same room and being on a device instead of talking, right? Or just being together watching a movie or something simplistic, I'm sorry, that we grew up with, okay? And so, again, we believe this is truly the last issue. Everybody can come together, whether it's just in your home, your community, and in Washington, D.C.
We're talking to Lynn Shaw from Lynn's Warriors, lynswarriors.org, and on YouTube at Lynn's Warriors. Please make sure you see that Chris Smith interview. What steps can families take this summer, and what can be done collectively? What can parents do? Because I suspect that many parents, many people, not because they're bad or lazy or stupid, I don't think they grasp the level of harm and the potential harm that what they thought was rather innocuous and safe, a phone, game, it's called a game. How can a game be bad? And we're not talking about, remember the old days, we worried about the violence, about whether games were too violent. And that kind of got somebody's attention. But what can parents do, especially this summer?
Listen, this is a great time. We do this every summer at the Warriors. We like to say a little bit of the pressure's off, right? You don't have the school schedules, basically. It's a little more relaxed, summertime, to really reevaluate all of this, and it's a lot to take in. I mean, it's a complex issue. It can become dark and ugly, talking about predators online and sextortion and all this type of behavior. So a lot of people tend to close their eyes, right? They don't want to talk about it. But I'm here to say, because we work with families, you'll want to talk about it if something happens to your child. We want to get in there before and educate and intervene and protect, okay? Parents, a reminder, everybody, parent up, because parents remain the first and best line of defense. Yes, we're talking about Washington or your state capital, but parents, you are the ones, caregivers, grandparents, you are the ones. Technology can, remember this, everybody, it can assist families, but it can never, ever replace parents, mentors, teachers, coaches, that actual community experience. And now, and this is what I'm scared about, that I don't even know if scared is the right word. I just want to go so hard on it every day. AI, artificial intelligence, it is here. It is a machine, everybody. It is not cute. Our kids, it's close to 60% now admit. Remember, anything we have in these studies, the numbers have to always be higher. They're kind of hidden in darkness, but it's close to 60% of kids in high school admit to using, these AI companions and chatbots because they can mold them in their own likeness and again, be their best friend and things like that. So parents, again, who are busy, right, working and running the home and paying the bills and things like that. If your child's on an iPad sitting on the couch or in their bedroom, you think, okay, they're under our roof, my roof, and they're safe and all that. But the harm is in your home. So take this summertime when it's a little more relaxed to think about what we're talking about. Create these screen-free spaces in your home. Definitely, we always suggest keep devices out of the bedrooms. Kids need to sleep, rest, have a ritual. If you start young, right, again, we believe delay is the way. Kids don't need phones until 8th grade or so, but again, there's parental autonomy. That's your decision. We can only tell you delay is the way, but keep the devices out of the bedrooms because that's where kids are doing this infinite scrolling. They're not resting. They get involved with these predators online. So keep those, devices out. But also, you got to lead by example. If you as the adult are always on your phone or iPad, the kids are watching all this, so you can't tell them, don't do that, and then you're doing it. So maybe you have an hour a day. Let's start small. You put the devices down, all of you, including the adults, okay? Lead by example, but talk openly. Your kids are smart and savvy. They're learning so much online anyway. And even if you think you're protecting them, their friends are telling them, they're hearing something. So talk about the online risks. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Create memories that the kids will be successful with. Get away from the screens is what I'm saying. Use this time to form what we call the Warriors Family Digital Partnerships, where you sit. You don't dictate to the kids. You include them. How are we going to keep our homes safe? Do you ever talk? Very conversational, okay? Because the worst thing is if you yell and scream at your kids, they'll never come to you about anything. They'll hide more things. But remember, adults, you buy these devices. You pay for the internet and the routers in your home. Take responsibility now. We are doing our part at the Warriors, trying to create safety protocols and hold big tech accountable to put out a safe product. Okay, this is not about what's being said online right now. We want a safe product. Because remember, you eat bad food, it gets recalled. Car seat breaks get recalled. This is the only thing. It's causing proven harm, social media, okay, AI, and nobody's recalling anything. So we stand firm, and we need family digital partnerships and a hand from the government.